for staying with us. Thank you for allowing us to be in your spaces, whether it's home, whether it's work, whether it is school. We appreciate it. My name is Valentine, or at Val, and I told you I am never alone. Fun fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're 5, 6 baddies in the studio right now. 4 of us have worn black. Now, in fact, 3 of you may wear black and white. Okay, all right. So before I show you who those 3 people are and who the rest of all of us is, maybe I give Grasha Maingi sinikwambia alikuwa ameenda kunywa maji moto. Sasa I think ametulia. Anakaa like anaweza tupatia kazi at any time. Aka auntie wa mado. Sijui kama mnani understand. Ama niendelea tu kumchocha. Okay, acha nimwangalie basi. Amevaa pantsuit ikona tu knees. Unaona hizi knees na those same knees are over here. It is well fitted, well pressed. It's just looking some type of, she looks like money. Eh?
The pressing part is not me.
Vitu zingine unachukua tu compliment kama umesonga.
Nijua na watch atashangaa kwa nini nachukua compliment ya.
Sema tu ni God.
Oh, sawa.
Wewe hujui default settings. Kwa squeezy you say it's by the grace of God.
But
yes.
I don't know how to press clothes.
Wala.
Okay, I know, but if you want me to piga the crisp.
Hiyo imebaki line.
Yeah, line is yangu.
Bebe wangu nipasia.
No, he's the one who does the ironing for me.
Nikukunja tu though.
Let me tell you. If you leave me with this trouser to press, utaipata na line ngapi?
Na zitakuwa kwa hips.
Okay. So hii iko hapa, lingine iko hapo, kando yake zinafuatana, ni kama zinakimbizana kama reli. So mwana,
I don't know what's surprising me more, that you're saying you don't know how.
If you tell me to iron the kawaida kutoa mkunjano kwangu, yes, that's okay. But if you tell me to now press,
that's any part
pressing
of ironing.
No. Miss kusoma home science.
Okay, listen, home science for a bit. Okay, are we going to be arguing about home science and pressing clothes, or are we going to give her an opportunity to say good morning?
Good morning to you. How are you? Hey, kuna kahoma kananikimbisha, and tumeambiwa yesterday the Met department was saying that July is going to be very cold. This July is going to be very cold, and it's going to be coupled up with rain. So wherever you are, kahoma sai katakuwa kanatembea hivi left, right, center. Please watch over yourself. Drink kahot dawa. Drink something hot. Keep yourself warm in this July, because baridi, kuna mimi niliona jana wanasema hii baridi inafikiria kila mtu ni mnono.
Ati?
Hii baridi inafikiria kila mtu ni mnono.
Wow.
Yeah, I still have me yesterday. I was like, wow. Yeah. Okay. So wenye tuko wanono na wenye hatuko wanono, please keep warm. A very good morning to you. Karibu sana to Y254 TV. This is Grasha Maingi, and you are in time to catch the latest breakfast show. Yeah. So let's move up, block me and you.
We have a guest in studio.
Yeah.
Should we
so
allow
to behave.
To vizuri. There's behaving, but it doesn't have to be good.
To behave.
Kombelea wageni.
We try to kombelea wageni. Unaona venye wazazi wetu, mgeni akikuja ulikuwa unamangaliwa tu hivi. Mamangu alikuwa anakupea tu bombastic.
Kwa take advantage. Hiyo ndio sasa unaenda unachukua kikombe yenye amfai kutumia all the rest of the days. Nenda ndio atembea nayo.
The other day I was telling my mother, tulikuwa tuna enjoy my mom, that actually we were at my mom's on Friday, and then we found akona masahani mpya.
Wow.
So we were like,
alingoja mkwe wakubwa.
Mom, uko na sahani mpya kwanza za Lumina. Akasema, "Tueni mkulie, nyinyi ni wageni leo."
Wow.
When we were growing up, this sahani were for wageni. Who is wageni now?
Wow.
We are wageni. Akasema, by the way, hizi sahani hata sijatumia, nimezitoa leo juu nilikuwa najua mnakuja.
Wow.
Akasema, okay, tume make it.
Lakini kuna ka feeling smart. Hey, na tutashinda hapa tukiongea. Good morning.
Sorry.
But kuna ka feeling smart, hata tu ni direct to you basi. Kuna ka feeling too smart ukienda kwenu. Wewe unajua venye unaishi. Sawa, si anyone's business, but ukienda kwenu kusha kwanza heshimiwa. Mamia sema hata I don't know what kind of food that they make for important people where you're from, but chapati itatembea.
Of course. Kwenyu mkimo. Chapo mkimo.
Funny thing, we're not that big on that, but yes, nyama. Kitu definitely kuna waru na cabbage. By the way, waru na cabbage.
Ile kitu tu mamangu alitupikia. Mama made for us chapatis, mchele, mbaazi. Sasa hii ni season ya mbaazi, Ukambani mbaazi.
Na by the way, season ya maembe uliniruka. I've remembered. This girl is not nice. Please introduce yourself.
Finally, the chance is here. I'll be like, when am I introducing myself?
Oops.
Yeah, but that hype about you again is very serious. It's very serious, like you have to entertain the guest, and thank you for the warm welcome.
You're welcome.
So, my name is Anna Akumu. I am a content creator, I'm an actress. I know my fans are watching, my friends are watching, so a big shout out to you. And everybody who is a fan of this show, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, it's not my first time,
Yes.
of course.
Si mgeni jijini.
Mimi si mgeni sana, shanga. Jamani, wameni hype kama mgeni hata niko.
See, we're making you feel special. Every day is a good day to feel special.
Sasa
ungekuja ukae hapa alafu tuku assume tukosa tuseme tunakuanga na wewe. Aki ukadina kuanga bully.
You've seen.
wow.
Hey, I was just talking to her and I'm realizing she's not Val, by the way, Grace.
This is
Stop
like this
bullying her.
doll, but the way ananiongeleshanga hata mimi niko.
Ako tu anaongea.
Then even the worst part ni unamwangalia hivi akikuongelesha vile anataka. Hata hakuna kaheshima.
Height, respect for height. Okay, sorry.
Respect for height.
Sorry. Okay, I realized I'm a natural bully. I should stop. But anyway.
Were you a bully in high school?
No, I was not.
Okay.
Let me ask you, should you have come here? Tupige tu story to assume wewe ni mmoja wetu tukose ungesikiaje?
Si poa, si ndio?
Okay. Ningesikia vibaya obviously.
Exactly.
Kidogo tu hivi. But not the full hype. You know, the full hype with equal like, kwani what are they expecting? It's gonna be too much, apana.
It is well.
Yeah, but thank you so much. I
Mimi
appreciate
mwisho ya wageni niliona TikTok. For some reason my algorithm has changed. Kuna mtu amenitumia kitu inachange, but I'm not mad at it. So anyway, hii video ya enda ukaunt wageni lakini usiwapoint. Anaenda kwa sync.
Unaendanga hivi, unaweza kufanya hivi. Una counting na mdomo.
Mnataa unaanza kuchapa.
Wanashanga rada.
Kama sivyo, unaweza kufanya hivi.
Ama mimi nilikuwa na account vichwa like 2x2 so najikuta nimeanza kufanya. Umeambiwa usipoint. Anyway.
So kama sivyo mimi account hivi na kichwa.
Kichwa.
No, that's worse. Kwani wewe
because let me tell you why when I count with my eyes I always see 2.
Wow.
I see you and I'll see her and I'm like, did I count her?
So
Okay.
you start like
So
a
I'll just
million
be
times.
like, let me just count with my head. Because if I count you and she's seated there, my eyes will see both you and her. So I'm asking myself, you really count you?
Grace, ulikuwa unapiga hesabu aje ukilipia watu fare kwa matatu?
Oh God.
Let me tell you the easiest way. Ukiwa chini unauliza konda hii gari ni sita ngapi? Simple. Tumemaliza.
Si unaona venye watu wa pesa wanaongeanga guys. Pesa itaki kelele. Ati mko ngapi? Sijui tuanze. Basi ni kubwa kiasi gani? Times how much? Bas.
Simple. Tunadaiana pesa ngapi? 3300 sawa. Ndio pesa yako taslim.
Umesema 3300 kafikiria Nokia. No, but that's not where we are.
Be a serious Kenyan.
Let's focus. And I'm the one who's okay, let me just be focused. So today we are asking a very important question. Now Benjamin amekuwa deep
Benja tuambie kama Benja, are you becoming a therapist?
Ama it's about you know when you change who you hang around in your life hata we kidogo. Ushaisikia show me 5 of your friends. I'll tell you who you are. So ni kama maybe perhaps he's hanging around someone deep
And he's looking for perspectives.
Okay. So maybe hata kuna shida hapa tunafaa kwa put the question
Benjamin, I need to know who you are dating.
Weke swali to focus kwanza tuachane na mambo za Benjamin. And we have a couple of questions.
Nashanga kama umelipa vala kutetea leo.
That's how it's coming off. Wow.
Mbona unatetea Benja? Sana unaona vile anafanya mkono leo.
Wow.
We need to stand on business and know.
Are you healed is what we're asking, or just good at quoting TikTok therapists? Are you healed or just good at quoting TikTok therapists? Now, I want to assume the idea of TikTok therapists, because TikTok is a very big platform. Whose ancestors are those? Leave me alone. It's a very big platform. How unaweza pata anything? Focus. So, are you healing or are you just... hiyo ndio topic. Acha nikuulize some maswali how it's deep and in no particular order. So tukona, is I'm healing becoming the new excuse, wow, for ghosting or bad behavior?
Healing.
Ghosting. What do you understand first by healing? What do you take from some? If I told you I'm healing, would it be the same for you if you were healing and you told me? Would the process be the same?
Obviously, no. It's not going to be the same. Healing, of course, it has to come from something that was maybe traumatizing for you, or maybe a heartbreak. It can be so diverse. So obviously, it cannot be the same. We cannot experience healing in the same way, because my healing, or rather what is causing me to take this healing process, it's obviously different. So it cannot be the same.
Okay, just to add on, I really do feel that you can go through a similar situation but still grieve and heal differently. Let's say if you lose a pet, mnakwanga dog moms na cat moms huko, no? Hamuelewi plant mom? I'm trying. Kwa plant mom bana.
Okay, nataka kuanza ku grow plants.
See, plant mom. So if you lose your baby plant, how you'd grieve is different if you are also a plant mom or any other kind of grief. Nimekosa kitu ya kusema.
But would somebody grieve for...
Where? You don't know people are different.
I'm like, we have so many important things vitu zinatupea stress. Why would a plant be so important?
Let me tell you. Thank you for saying that. I remember, I always have a story for everything. There was this girl who quoted, alikuwa amepost, I went to uni with her. So she had posted on her WhatsApp, oh, she's grieving, and she was seriously crying, and she was crying for her baby. Maybe wacha hata niwatafutie hiyo message nilimtumia. Nilikasirika baadaye.
Baby wake sasa alikuwa ni nani?
I don't want
tungoje nyama. Okay, sawa.
What is the name of that girl? Let me look for it.
Tumeanzia conversation.
Ndio huyu. Sasa the status. Today has been so heavy. Put my baby to rest. Thank you, mommy, for holding me when I couldn't. So she had posted a series of many, like, grief, nini.
Kuna pictures when she's posting, ama ni ya kuandika tu?
Hakuwa anaonyeshana.
Okay.
So, mimi, I'm like, oh my God, you lost your child. Oh my God.
Oh, because amesema baby.
Yeah, baby. So in my mind, I'm like, because hata msalaba was like a small msalaba, and like a grave was like a very small grave. So in my mind, I'm thinking maybe she got a baby and lost the baby. So, me and my being nice, excuse my Homer. My condolences to you, dear. It can feel overwhelming. And
Jackie, you sent a paragraph.
My Jackie, quite serious.
Please continue.
We are serious Kenyans, respectable members of the society.
Of society.
Hey, my condolences to you, dear. It can feel overwhelming and heavy, I know, but I pray you find strength and comfort. Mpaka nikamtumia to love hearts. Akaniambia, thank you so much for this, Han. I genuinely appreciate it, and amen. Only for me to see.
Okay, amen.
Only for me to see the following day, she is posting a photo of her cat. I was so. Why did I waste my condolences?
It still counts.
Kaburi.
Hey.
Walienda mazishi.
Kidogo awatumie. Mko wapi? Mko na WhatsApp?
Join that. I know you can't see it, but you can see the image.
Wow. Alafu wana hug hadi. Such a
na kuko na msalaba
occasion.
I gotta say that.
Itazoom na jicho ya left.
Wow. Like
kuko na msalaba. So me in my mind I was like,
the auspicious.
So the people who are very serious with their pets. Very serious.
Honestly, imenipata na surprise. I mean, in this economy, in this state we are in, somebody is grieving a pet.
Kuna video fulani.
Okay.
It's from the podcast Chicks and Things. So Fuad and James, the question is, when did you find out your friend was rich? Atisa jana amepeleka mtoto wenyewe kwa supermarket, amenunua groceries, amenunua, alafu wakitoka ndio ana find out everything was for her dog. Umesikia mbwa ina sijui kama unani understand.
Wewe
unaniangalia tu, you've not understood the gravity of what I've said. Wewe unaingia saa hii soko unless necessary. Si ndio? But now we are going to buy for my pet things. And if you have not noticed, basi nimebuy nyama ya watu. Nimebuy vitu za watu, but hii inaenda kwa mbwa because there's dog food. I can't
dog
tell.
food is expensive.
Yeah.
We your dog food.
I'm just internalizing.
Unaangalia 5k.
Anyway, this all just became, we're talking about grief, or we're still talking about TikTok therapies, healing and all these things. So we are letting baby girl know that yes, it is a thing to grieve for inanimate objects, plants, animals. It's very...
The duration shouldn't, if I kukua too long.
Sasa utaniambia tena tushasema grieving is different.
Sawa. I agree.
Okay, all right. So, the first question, we are still here. Is healing becoming the new excuse for ghosting or bad behavior? Do you think so? Ama nikuulize like this.
Sometimes yes. Because I don't know. Because I've been there and I know other people are or have. There is the fallacy, yeah? Mtu akikuwa ana go through healing, you feel the whole world needs to stop and understand that you're healing. And the world doesn't actually stop. Because in as much as I've been telling two of my very close friends, they lost people along the way. One lost her mom, the other one lost her sister. So they expected that the world will just stand and bow at their mercy or bow at their grief. And I told them, by the way, life continues. Life moves on. Just because you lost someone doesn't mean...
That's a very hard thing to hear.
Just because you lost someone doesn't mean that I am not also going through life. It might not be to the magnitude that I have lost someone like you have. But pia mimi life inanihapenia. And you don't expect that the whole world will now stand still to stay with you that healing. You need to understand that in as much as people will understand you're trying to heal, you also need to work hard to meet them halfway. Because at times, when you want people to show up, because healing can be from very many things, we don't have to put it in the confines of relationship, just the way you're saying, you could be grieving a pet, you could be grieving someone, you could be grieving a job, like so many things are happening to people nowadays. But don't expect that watu wenye wako around you maisha yao ilisimama venye yako ilisimama. Just when your life stopped, maisha ya Vali iliendelea. So just because I'm going through something and I show up here and you're happy doesn't need to make me feel like I am getting resentful towards you. Because there are people who will be in their healing phase and they feel like I am healing gives them the ticket to treating people badly, or I am healing gives them the ticket to let everyone understand your healing. And so tufanye nini? Tulale kwa floor juu na heal, tukubembeleze left right center juu na heal. Okay, there's the part where we will be with you in that season, but even after that, like strive to meet people halfway. The world doesn't stop because you're healing. It will still continue. By the way, a year later utapata nimeolewa niko na watoto. Wewe uliniacha huko kikasirika, and then what happens is that you become bitter because people are moving on with their lives and yours stood still and you refuse to pick yourself up and move.
That does not sound like healing at all. Healing does not sound like stewing in it and ama ni kupost side.
I am healing.
Ni kuweke fake friends.
I like that you said you have to strive to meet people halfway. I mean, there's that duration where in that season you will need people, but it doesn't have to break you to a point that your life stops to a still. But I still feel it depends with the intensity of the grief or what happened. So I feel we should just understand. We should understand people who are going through this process. How you can process, it's not the same as how I can process. So in as much as we want them to like continue and push on with life and like, you know, when I call you, when I want you to smile all the time, I want us to have that good time, I'm still broken inside. And if that part of me, that void has not been filled yet, there's no way I can act like I'm so normal and comfortable.
Watu konja na pretend.
Yeah,
No,
well,
watu konja na pretend.
very
They're
true.
living two
Actually,
different
I had
lives.
a question that was asking, are people really healed or they're just masking it?
Can I answer that then? Give my sense on this previous question, then we continue with yours. It's very funny to me how you may answer from perspective of what what people would do all in the name of healing. Me, I'm thinking about the instant thought was mimi Kenya nikipitia healing and growth, how I feel. I have been very uncomfortable, guys, for the past, inaona imekaa sana. So I don't know if it's healing. I thought it was healing first, but I think zimegongana hapo na growth, and I feel very, very uncomfortable. Do you know what uncomfortable is?
Confused kind of a thing.
It's unlearning at a very baptism by fire, being pushed into the deep end at you're learning how to swim. Very uncomfortable. Things I have learned, I have now to unlearn them, and then in the manner in which they were learned, so even though lazima nizilearn tena. But I don't. What that does for me in most situations is if I've learned how to set boundaries, and now you are approaching me as previous Valentine, but Valentine is healing and is growing. You cannot talk to me like that anymore, and I will tell you utaniongelesha hivyo. Ni sawa. If you want to say that I don't know what, I don't know, hiyo ni yako, bora tu mimi nimekuambia, and I've set up that boundary, and that's what healing and growing is doing for me.
Wow.
Usinisumbue. Mi spendi hizi vitu. Ama nikilike kenye unafanya, I'm like, okay, take, I like this. Yeah. So I feel like
that prompts me to come to the question, what does healing really look like?
It's very uncomfortable, my guy. It's very confusing. Very, very, very confusing.
Like you have to first of all understand that you're broken first.
Yes.
You have to have that self-awareness. Otherwise, you will just be confused. You won't realize that's something that you went through destroyed you completely.
You can tell kuna nini. I think now part of self-awareness ni ile you're coming to learn the extent in which my childhood is affecting the person I'm dating now. How many years has it been? Na tumesema tukifika age fulani you are the background. Huwezi shinda ukisema ni familia. So
thank you.
There are some things now it's you. It's just you and you. So what are you going to tell the next generation if you choose to have children, if you choose to have a family? What wisdom are you going to impart? Maoni?
Nimeona kuna kitu mtu aliandika. To me, real healing shows she's like alirespond na kenye umesema. To me, real healing shows in how I respond to triggers I once reacted to. It's being honest with myself when something still stings and choose to face it, not suppress it. I know I'm masking pain when I feel the need to constantly look okay instead of actually being okay.
Oh wow, that's deep.
That's powerful, actually.
Yes. There's a lot of isolation I feel also in healing, and
healing is messy.
And
so
I feel like
messy.
it is so like it is something that happens, like it is constant in our lives. We are never like at a standstill, like comfortable. Like it's a process that we have to undergo every day, because every day we are facing things, we are facing heartbreaks, we are facing discouragements and all that. So it is a continuous kind of a thing. I don't feel it stops. Unless it's something major, very big, that it's gonna...
What's your capacity? What's your extent? When you call something big, do you imagine trauma ni nilichapwa na slippers na mama yangu, sa I'm fighting the urge to beat my child currently? Or is trauma to you that I am a survivor of gender-based violence. My husband did XYZ to me. Now I am coming out, learning how to be a better human, maybe get married again. What's the extent? Kubwa yako zaidi.
It's funny. It's funny because the magnitude that situation inaweza lead to destroying you emotionally and all that. It's funny that with the impact maybe social media and what we're talking about today, the TikTok, the quotes and all that we see, we were never aware that small things zinaweza kuwa very big things. Sasa ndo tunaonyeshwa ati unaweza kuwa ulipata trauma juu ulichapwa na slippers. Now ndo tunaona it's something big, yet kitambo it was not that. Kitambo you're like death, vitu kama death ndo zingekuhit hard, you feel like that's a trauma for life. Vitu kama maybe a heartbreak when you had given somebody your trust and then anakuja tu ana crash, hataki kujua.
Kwanza uongeze heartbreak like ya marafiki hapo.
Ya marafiki, hata leave alone a romantic relationship ya boyfriend or a girlfriend, a friend. That heartbreak hits hard. I know that.
Aww. From experience. Grace ako karibu kumotivate.
Niko karibu kumhug.
Oh.
You said you're a bully.
She's very sweet.
Soft
you know, this is how you meet her, when she's really sweet and nice and all nini. So when the bully comes, you are surprised. Okay. Just see the way you unakuwa abuju.
Giving bipolar.
At 1 minute.
The next minute you're like, yo, are you that person?
She told me that on Sunday. She told me, hey, you bully me too much. Then nikamwambia, oh sorry. Let me tell you, this sorry will not last for 2 minutes. Because I will hug her and I will be like, oh sorry. Then hata before amalize, ndakuwa nishamfanyia hivi. Akaniambia si ndio hii.
Naona tu ni mapenzi. That's how she expresses herself. And it's very interesting, very comical. Yeah, so
but you have to understand her so that you can deal with it.
Wacha nikwambie, like, okay, can I tie something in that you've just said? Hapo ku understand, and when she said, when your friends think that the world stops when something happens to them. Nani anafaa ku understand nani hapo? Are you the one who's well, who is supposed to understand I'm sad and check up on me all the time? I'll become a burden to you? Or me who is sad as or the opposite?
Like who's supposed to like
who nani anavuta hapa mo? And remember, you have your own life. You're going through it yourself.
It depends, but if I'm going through it, I feel you as my friend unafaa you take that role of you have to check up
umefanya
on me.
Nikwe Yesu.
But still,
so I am your boyfriend, your best friend,
I want
the
to
Lord.
Add something. I want to add something before you all like throw stones.
Kama tulikuwa tu tuna
yo, yeah. So I wanted to say, but it depends. This comes from self-awareness, like I said first. Mimi ndo nitajua how I want to deal with this situation. Will I need you more? Will I like nitakwambia tu I need space right now. So without me communicating, it puts you in a very complicated situation. You don't know what to do to me. Ujui utanisaidia aje, kwa hata mimi si kuambii nataka kusaidiwa aje. But as long as I see an effort, I should be able to acknowledge that you're trying to help in this situation. So I feel like ni self-awareness too, but yeah, you can have those friends when they feel like you have to be there. Ati sasa maisha yangu imestop, so you have to be there always checking up on me. If I see you happy, ata imagine you can't tell me a good news that is happening to your life because that uta feel like, oh, but nothing is moving on with you. So nitakuwa like, should I do this? Should I not?
Oh my God.
It's so confusing, but that is why you should be very careful with your friends. Utaki mtu atakupea burden na stress.
Mimi hata nasikia that's the best time to know God is in the neighborhood. When you see your friends being blessed. Kama ni karibu na wewe tutakaa tu karibu na wewe.
My sister usema akisikia mtu ako close na yeye kitu inamfanyikia anasema at least I know the line inaenda kipungua. Like God is still like God is around bana. He's around like tumepungua kwa hiyo list ya watu tunangojea niko karibu kufikiwa.
Uko karibu. By the way I see it as that way, of course that appear mimi nikiona wow vitu lakini kikawia, my God, hata kama tunasema let's just be honest, it can be tough. It can be tough. Naweza ona you're going, I feel like I'm closer. That expectation, if it is not met, nione mwaka imeisha 2 years, oh God.
But
I'll start feeling broken.
Can I answer you the story? And then Grace just caps it off because I know you'll have something to say. So this story, it's based on true events. It's this story called the B. Simone. B. Simone had a podcast with her friends, alafu akaokoka. So wali break up because she did not want to do vitu za dunia anymore. she wants to follow the way, ndo haya so ameanza podcast yake. So in this particular podcast, juzi, like 2-3 weeks ago if I'm not wrong, she had one of her former best friends come as a guest. Plot twist. So msichana amekuja akaanza kufungua roho akasema venye alikuwa pabaya, and then her best friend was at a good place. Alijicheck immediately akasema sawa, I don't expect you as my friend. Sawa, niko pabaya, wewe uko maftani. It is not your prerogative to help me. But jamani, hadi una write checks for other people. Do you know who her best friend was? The one she's talking to on the podcast. Like when I'm host, anamuongelea na hadi anarudia. You know nilisikia vibaya venye sikuwa na nalikuwa na mtoto, hakuwa na nyumba, she was sleeping in her car. The Simone was writing checks for other people. She was being a philanthropist. But there were best. Hadi hapo kwa best.
Are you my best friend and you're not helping me and you're helping other people?
Mbele yako.
Charity begins at home.
Yeah.
So is that a friend really? Is that someone who is healing aside? What nini hapo imeendelea? Because this whole B. Simone thing is about her journey, healing, walking Christ, living the thing. Now she's very open with the things that she's done that number 5 will surprise you. So but wewe maoni?
It's the number 5 will surprise you.
It will.
Apana. How do you help people and you're not helping the people close to you?
Na akisema anasema anaita hadi Yesu, Jesus. Na wewe venye ulifanya sikuipenda. Hallelujah. Sasa watu tunamsaidiaje?
Ama maybe alitry. You know, behind the scenes you don't know.
Venye wali present your story if it was not scripted.
Because obviously siwezi kuwa niko tu rafiki yako and you're not helping me. Better that's bad.
Best friend. Mimi sitasema rafiki ati neighbor utanisaidia maziwa nini ama kiberiti duka kama imefungwa na nataka kwa shagazi.
That brings me to this. You have a friend. She's you're the one who is good on this part. Wewe ndo uko sawa. We are talking about financially everything inaendaga tu it aligns with money. So you are well, but here hayuko that well.
See now already you've assumed I am well, but okay, continue.
Receive it.
Amen. But that's I'm talking in your story though, but continue.
Okay. Yeah. So like in that context that you are talking about, these two friends, a best friend, obviously I'm expecting atanisaidia now that she's well off. What if have you ever met a best friend who mwenye anakusaidia but wewe you're not moving forward? So like, should this person continue to be there all the time to support you, to support you,
you're not growing.
You're not growing. What am I supposed to do? I've tried. I feel like I have tried at my capacity. I cannot be everything for you now. I cannot like say we are living as two. I still have my own responsibilities, my own life going on. So I cannot drag you with it all the time.
First of all, but I want you to take this one. You look like you have something very...
Actually, I was listening to
kufikiria na unafikiria, umefikiria vizuri bwana. I feel like that's boundaries. Ata mapacha, they're separate, you know. Even identical twins are different. So, boundaries. Lakini pia, if it was me, that maybe you felt that way about me, that you're trying to help me grow, that I'm not growing, nitajiangalia, shida yangu ni gani? What's wrong with me? What conversation am I having with my creator? See, source ni moja. Or that's what I believe, source ni moja. So why am I coming to you to help me all the time?
Yeah. As in, you shouldn't put me in that position of making me feel like it's my responsibility. You should also take
ukisikia that you're feeling that way. Communication now brings us. Once we've set those boundaries, hizo vitu zingine zinakuwa tu za jaba. Hizo tu za jaba tu.
Yeah.
But if I told you, there's only so much I can help you. Si hata yani ni kama unataka nikupatie X amount, but nikikupatia X amount na bagi na -1 kwa account yangu. How is that making sense? I can't pour from an empty cup.
Very true. Yeah, and that's one thing that is breaking friendships, because one may not understand that.
But na pia kugrow. Nakwambia
growth is
growth.
Hiyo part ya kugrow.
Growth is important, guys. Growth is is important.
important,
Then when
yeah.
you grow and you heal, you start being called things like you're mature. You think different. These are the results. Sasa.
But on,
Tuulize swali lingine. Sorry, continue as
Oh.
she gets us a question.
I was like, with this whole situation that is happening to us, you know, human beings, we thrive in solutions, seeking solutions, and now the media space is doing that. Like, unaenda unapata quotes, zinakumotivate, and then you post. Yeah, you feel like a part of you has recovered. So
So now you want to guide us.
yeah, so I just feel that space, the social media space, I don't know if it's right, like tunaenda na flow ya kupata like hizo quotes ama therapy from the online space, especially when you're broken. Ukiwa
Na
in
zinajuanga kujipanga.
friendship, yeah. Yeah.
Has anyone hurt you? Say these 5 things in the morning. But anyway, to each his own.
Umekapitia.
Me by this sipendi kumotivatiwa. Mimi nipe ujinga. I want to see foolishness. I want to laugh.
So,
that's what I want.
So you've left.
Eh?
You've left the makeup room. Dear Kabaki, you know Dear Kabaki akituambia. So she put that Kambaba who talks, a motivational speaker. This is our makeup artist. So that Kambaba was talking, like, he's motivating people while ni kama anawa slap, halafu hii side ingine anawa
Panya. Unaniuma ukinipuliza.
so she said the same thing. But I don't like people who bembeleza me when I'm going through it. Niambia tu ukweli, like slap me to my face. Because I was like, hey, what kind of motivational speaker is this one?
But delivery, peer delivery is a thing.
Yes.
You have to be gentle with some, tough love on others.
Yes.
Hey, na kama watu they just mean for no reason and then they say it's their personality. Tunataka kuambia nini in this morning? Hi.
Deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Nivenye sina sips tea.
Ulikuwa unatutafutia hapo hata
So,
changanya kidogo.
Do you need to be fully healed to be in a relationship, or can healing happen alongside love?
Tumuulize kwanza. She was waiting for us to engage.
And
then
are you in a relationship? Sorry to ask.
Me, I'm yet to figure out.
Okay.
Is it in the brand new stages?
Uko talking stage.
Yeah,
Uko in between there.
Ama
It's
wewe pia
complicated.
unataka
It's
kujua kenye
complicated.
unataka.
Unajua nilirealize squeeze it's complicated ni status.
Acha nikwambie.
Single, married, divorced.
Please.
It's complicated.
The sovereign republic of the nation of Kenya. You're single, married, divorced.
Or widowed.
Hizo zingine zenu hapo katikati.
It's complicated.
Hazitambuliki.
Niliona juzi watu
Ni
wameongea
zenu.
hapo, it's complicated as a status.
Situationship
Zenu.
Yeah, situationships.
entanglements and all that. They're not recognized.
Hata fiance, umesikia engaged mahali. You're either single or you're married.
Mi wambia msee, I am single on every document. I sign.
Ukitaka kubadilisha ati are you single, if you want me to say no.
Juu
then
sasa
do the
ningeenda
necessary.
kujibu makaratasi za gava. I am single.
Yes.
Until I am
Ama
married.
ujichoree box hapo uandike sorry, you were telling us.
Me, I've already answered. They're in between.
So what do you
Yes.
think? Do you need to have fully healed to be in a relationship, or healing can happen alongside the relationship?
You might need the relationship to be part of that healing process. So I do feel it can be alongside. It can happen when you're still in a relationship. Yeah, because, okay, people do praise the fact that you have to be fully healed, complete, so that you be in a relationship. A part of me agrees, and a part of me feels like it depends with an individual on the style that you heal and all that. So if having somebody is what is gonna work for you to be fully healed, and healing is a process, it never ends. So, but still, self-awareness is very important. You don't have to neglect yourself now that you're in a relationship. You still have to embrace growth and embrace those stages of healing that you're experiencing. And if at some point you need space with your partner, you just take that space, like just take you as a priority in this case. So it depends. When you feel we nikikaa peke yangu now it's too much, let me just
Alafu
have
umesikia
somebody.
Grace ametuambia ni baridi weather. Mnataka kusema ni for what? Say it with your chest.
But I was this person.
Enough for two.
I was this person
Duvet.
who nilikuwa nasema mimi, you have to be complete, you have to be fully healed, you have to have self awareness ndio kuwa kwa relationship. Yes, I still lie on that side. It is important. Yes.
Can I ask Grace, is the lack of healing the reason why people are in relationships they don't want to be in?
The lack of healing?
Unaona venye maybe whatever I am healing from or what I am refusing to face manifests itself or is louder when I'm single, in this hypothetical situation, when I'm alone. Not single and niko na mtu, just alone. So now therefore it will drive me nipate mtu kwanza ndio ukiumwa na kichwa si unameza dawa. The first thing symptom, so you drink water before you get to medication. That's how I assume ground. So does I'm feeling some type of way mean okay, I need to find myself? The highest hierarchy of a relationship in society right now is marriage. Like commitment, hizo mavitu zenu pia zenu extra za kuongeza za western pia ziongeze, but yes, marriage. So now that someone has picked you, they have asked you, do you now feel that you are worthy to heal, or did you heal first before you found this person?
I believe personally that healing, no one is ever fully, completely healed. Relationships often have a way of
amplifying what the problem
yes.
is. So kama ilikuwa kidogo.
Yes. So relationships reveal areas we didn't work on ourselves, or other areas we are bruised. Utapata ukiwa peke yako kuna kitu iko kwa issue kwa sababu you are alone. But now because you're with someone else, they start bruising that part of you that you thought was already healed. For me, it happened to me. There were areas I didn't know I needed full healing from, like I'll say one that's easily public news. I'd say I didn't know that something as simple as food will make life very difficult between me and my significant other. The question of what are we eating? Your swali ilikuwa inanikasirisha. But you see, before I was with him, before I met him, or before to me, when I was alone, I quite both because I was just alone. So I would eat what I want to eat, or I nikitaka kulala njaa ndalala njaa, nikitaka kukanda ka. But now he is someone else who will ask, what are we eating? And then I realized that question pisses me off. And every time we were talking about food, we would always be like this. Tungekasirikiana. Why? Sometimes it's as simple as we are going to a restaurant. What do you want to eat? So that I know what restaurant should I take you to. What do you figure out? Why are you asking me what do I want? So I used to get that defensive. And so topics around food became very touchy-feely. So that was the first thing he picked, because that's one of the things he picked. Then the other thing was, mimi nikiwa peke yangu, since campus days, our campus had a curfew for 11. So we had activities up to 11. So you will find yourself, Umenda, maybe me, I was big in CU and Christian activities. So you will find yourself maybe learn siku ya drama, learn siku ya kuimba, learn siku. So we would go after supper, which was around 8. So we would have our meeting around 8:30 to 10:30. Then 30 minutes for people to make it to their hostels or something. So I got used to the fact that I had classes up to 5, or rather 5, up to around whatever time. Then chill out with my friends. Then go for dinner. Then after dinner, go to activities. So whoever calls me or whoever I want to call them, I will call them past 10:30. Because I mean, I've had a full day zururaing and being in meetings.
Unaona hapo tu masaa hapo umeniguza. Hapo kwa
So-
food I was not relating, but
So Mimi, I will call people exactly. So I don't see a problem with calling people past 10:30. So ulinicall mchana, mimi nimekuwa meetings, nimekuwa nini, nimekuwa shule, niko everywhere. So saa ndio the time naweza fanya nini? Naweza kucall tupige story. So me, I will call people past 10:30. So I meet someone who is like, why are you calling people past 10:30? Why is this guy calling you at 11? I'm like, it's okay. I mean, it's normal.
It's still during the day.
Yeah, for me, it's normal. I will talk to people up to midnight. Mimi naambianga up to, you can call me any time of the day or night. Bora ni see before, after 2 p.m., 2 a.m. I will be asleep. But you can call me anything before 2. So meaning, if you call me at midnight, I will answer your call. If you call me at 1, I will answer your call. If you call me at 1:30, I will answer your call. And if you call me at 2, if I am not asleep, I will still answer your call. But I meet someone who is like, why are you entertaining calls from guys past 10? I'm like, kwani is it a problem? Then he's like, you have a boundary issue. Me? Boundary? So in my mind, nikiwa peke yangu, I'm answering your question. Nikiwa peke yangu, there were things which were not azikukua mbaya because I was alone. It only took another person to come into the picture. We get into a relationship for them to be amplified and for that area to be scratched, and then I'll be like, okay, wow, interesting. So I should not be calling. So we agreed, you should not take calls or call anyone past 10 unless they are family. And family, it's important thing they're telling you. You're not calling your sisters to banter at 10. Sasa mimi, sister yangu nampigia simu 10 tuanze kupiga story. Si ati tumepigiana ati juu kulikuwa na kitu important, but ni kwa sababu nimezoea. So for him, he'll be like, is it necessary for you to call your sister at 10? Whatever you want to tell her, you can't tell her tomorrow. Kuko na kitu important. So you're just calling her to banter. Okay, that one can wait. Start creating boundaries. So for me, it took someone breathing that area for me to realize there were a lot of things I needed to heal from. Food was a trauma I carried from home. Like, food was, it's just a long story, I will give you another day. But food was a trauma I carried from home. I didn't know that food was a sensitive issue to me until this person showed up, and I was like, so he was like, why are you always angry when we're talking about food? Why are you always agitated when I ask you what should we eat? Because for him, he's like, for him,
it's a very normal question.
Yeah. Like, and then this man is very mature, is very secure, has no, like, the issues he has, see issues zangu peti. So for him, he's like, question ni simple, what you want to eat. I think about the bills. I think about money, where we will get. Can you do a simple thing? As just thinking, tunakula wapi, I will pay. Like, for him, he's thinking, leave me with the stress ya kujua tunatoa wapi hiyo pesa ya kukula kwa hiyo restaurant. But at least, can you meet me halfway and tell me what you want to eat or what we should eat?
Yeah, hapo hatujarelate, Grace. Kabisa hapo kwa food hatujarelate. But I've understood, and this as we wind up, because I've been hearing time is doing the thing. So I'll give you the last word. Is that okay? So
before you give her the last one, you can question ya mwisho Benjan.
What a minute time kwanza. Now you can have the exact same issue. Now think about time and phones. Okay, kama mnanijua. So, but we're exact opposites.
And flirting is also a problem.
Okay, we'll discuss that later. But hiyo tu simu tu. So nimemtext mtu, no nimemcall, juu tulikuwa tuongee, hakushika, kasema alikuwa studio fulani. Nasema sawa. Okay, fine. So mimi nimeendelea na siku yangu hadi nikaweka simu i-charge, nilikuwa nataka simu i-charge haraka, so nikaweka flight mode. Yani I'm thinking very simple things. By the time I've realized the day has coming to an end, na simu bado iko flight mode. So naingia online, napata amenipigia hapo pia siku iski. Alinikasirikia hadi akanipisa. Finally eventually juu ilibidi anipate. So hata sipumui. Mbona umejam? Mbono nini simu? Hapana, si kama usiponipata hii side, si unitafute. Sasa mimi sikuwa unaniambia side. Okay, yeah. So you have to understand sometimes you are the problem. That was a me problem.
I know. Because I think my man was sent for my healing. True.
He's doing the work.
That man has done a lot of healing for me, babe. Nakupenda too. Because I know how to watch. So, if healing had a playlist, that's the final question.
Wow.
I want all of us to answer. If healing had a playlist, the one song that shouldn't be on it, but always is, would be. If healing had a song, the one song that should not be in that playlist, but is.
The one song that should not be. Sijui wasichana tulitengenezwa aje.
Do you understand we have AI imenipea interesting answers.
Do you know girls can have a crying playlist, like tunataka tu kulia na tu alafu ikwe interrupted kidogo na ngoma unasimama kwanza unaacha kulia, and then okay fine, then we go back. I do not know what, I don't know.
when I saw a question, the answer that came to my mind was love takes time to heal. By Mariah Carey. But then in my mind I was like, but hapana hiyo song inakuanga na ukweli, because it talks about love taking time to heal when it's hurting so bad. But now I asked, help me answer before I tell you answers that AI.
Wow, what should not be on the playlist? Hey, okay.
Sasa ndio ukumbuki ma West.
Zimeenda kwao. I'm trying to think.
Okay, girl, we gotta go. But
unajua nimekumbuka ile ngoma ya Bruno Mars ya
I'd catch a grenade for ya.
The other one, is it Bruno Mars or who is it? Ile ya I hope he buys you flowers. I hope you So I is saying We Belong Together by Mariah Carey. Healing but texting your ex at midnight. That's what the song talks about. Number 2, Hard to Say I'm Sorry by Chicago. Because sometimes we are still dodging accountability melodically. Sitaki kusema hii jina in full. IDGAF by Dua Lipa. The Anthem of Denial Disguised as Growth. Take a Bow by Rihanna. Sounds empowering, but you're still checking his Instagram. And finally, Toxic by Britney Spears. Because let's be honest, sometimes we are crying about the very thing we are supposed to be healing from. And low-key vibing.
All right. Now with that very interesting playlist, where uchague tu ngoma moja tuwacheze leo. We inaitwa nini?
Mapenzi hayana mwenyewe.
What's enable? What happens when you enable? No, I don't know how to express it. But when you have a bad habit or a kafani habit and I'm not helping you at all, that's enabling. So we are enabling you for 1 minute, okay? Chagua tu ngoma hapo yenye ungependa kuambia ex wako kama si poa. We'll find a way to communicate. No? Hashtag is the word. Now, one more time, where can we find you on social media?
Yes, you can find me on YouTube. I have a podcast. Yes, Matters Relationship. Yes.
And also relationship coach in hiding.
And I drop 2 wisdom.
Yeah, go see that wisdom. You should. Yes, so unofficial, all my social media platforms, Instagram, Anna_K official. Yes, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes, I'm creating more and more content. And hopefully we'll find a solution, but a solution is never there. We have to always seek, but that's how we thrive in as human beings. So, yeah.
The first ever time I had you on set, ulikuwa unaanza. I'm very proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you.
It is not easy, I can tell you, but
vizuri growth.
It is not
growth
easy.
is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Sense of time, my babe, ukimaliza hii kitu.
I knew you were trouble when you walked in. But in the next episode. Okay, segment, si episode. Kabla tuanze kuimba na Val. Wajolo tuko na masi. No, kwani tuliacha kuimba?
Na, kuna hapo pati mbona na songi kambuzi. Trouble. Trouble. Aya we muende na trouble yetu.
See you in the next segment.